Hi there, and welcome to part 2 of my healing rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory arthritis, naturally. So I thought I'd give you an update because it's been a long time since I've done a video. So what's happened so far? So all my bloods are fantastic. They can't believe it at rheumatology. But what I have had is a little bit of damage in my first three fingers that said so. These three fingers. Even though my fingers look okay. So what I decided to do was do another food sensitivity test. So I looked for the most thorough test, and the most thorough test that I found is an Alcat test. And this Alcat test is done in Germany. So I think it cost me €489, and that was with postage as well. So what they do is they send you out some vials. I contacted the company and they sent me some vials, and I had to go to my doctors and they drew the blood for me. And then within 2 hours of having the blood drawn, UPS came, took the blood and took it back to Germany, and my results were as follows. So I follow a vegan diet, and so I opted for a test that only tested for vegetables, fats as well. So on my severe list, which I'm not allowed to have for 6 months, is squash, bok choy, buckwheat, chocolate, coconut. I was eating loads of coconut oil, cumin, egg whites, fennel, have loads of fennel, garlic, loads of garlic, hazelnuts, kale every day, licorice, onions, quinoa, strawberries, walnuts, watercress, yellow squash, zucchini or courgettes as we know them here. And then there is a moderate list and a mild list. Now the moderate, I'll not go through it all because I don't want to bore you, but the moderate I'm not to have for 3 months, and the mild to maybe have once a week. And then there's loads on the acceptable that I can have, like asparagus, black beans, black eyed peas, bananas, apricots, flaxseed, calanthro on there. So there were so many that I can have, and that still was eating. So what's really interesting is since I have stopped eating off the severe list, my hands still on a morning had a little bit of stiffness. Since I've stopped that, the stiffness has gone from my hands, and my feet feel a lot better. So before I was talking about doing maybe calf raises where I was struggling to get. So if this is my foot and this is my heel, I was struggling to get my heel off the ground on my heels. And now I can go right onto my toes, and I'll give you some exercises as well. So I wanted to share with you what I have daily. So I mentioned before that I have a probiotic. I get a probiotic called VSL3, if you can see there. I don't know if that makes it better. And this has over 450 billion bacteria in. So, and it doesn't contain any soy, any lactose, or any milk products. And I really like this product. So I have one of those every day. It costs me about £50, I'd say, a month. That's with postage that I get these. And they do have to be kept chilled. So, and also, I also have a digestive enzyme. Now, digestive enzymes are really good for helping you absorb, can you see that? Nutrients into your body. So I have a digestive enzyme. But what I found as well in the digestive enzymes that they contain fennel seeds, which I can't have. So what I also have, it's got green barley grass in, but I also take barley green juice powder, which has magnesium, potassium, which I find really helpful, and I do notice a difference when I don't have it every day. I also have Msm Powder, and this is the best quality. When you buy in supplements, don't waste your money on getting something really cheap. We have health food store called Holland and Barrett's. But if you look at their products, they're full of like emulsifiers and fillers and things like that. There's no point, you're wasting your money. So this I get from a store called Impurity, which is online, Msm Organic Sulfur Powder, and I have that every day, 2 spoons full of sulfur, and I do notice a difference with this. When I first started taking some supplements a year ago, I really noticed MSM's really good for inflammation, getting inflammation down, and I did notice a difference in my fingers when I had the Msm powder. So that really does make a difference. So they are my 3 go-tos that I do have. I also, like I said, I do take barley green juice powder because it's really high in magnesium and potassium. Now, what I found that affects me is the damp. I went camping, and this knuckle, when I came back, because I was in a tent, I went to Cornwall, thought it'd be boiling hot. No, it wasn't. Rained all the time. And this knuckle really, came out, and I had problems with my feet again for about another 2 weeks. So I know that I can't do that. And I do know what's really interesting with the Alcat test, and I will put the email in the comments and things below this video, that if I have any of the foods, like from the severe, like I can't have potatoes as something else that I can't have on there. It's in the mild, but I can't have them. If I do, I feel like a tingling, a burning in my feet, or my hands will start to tingle, or I really will feel a difference, like a little bit if like my hands like this. When I first started, my hands were there. So, to have that difference. And actually, it's really bizarre, the feeling of my hands, just feeling like a hand again, like how my hands used to feel, not this real stiffness like this, which makes a difference. And what was really interesting, so I don't want people to be disillusioned, because, unfortunately, whether you take the meds or not, because I know people that are taking the meds that also have some damage in the joints. So I suppose I'm not damaging the rest of my body by taking the medication, but it is your choice, and it's not something. This is what I find really interesting. So you've got so many different elimination diets and everything else that you can do, but so I thought, I'm eating all vegetables, everything that I'm doing, kale every day, green veg is a must, fantastic. I can't have kale, it's one of my sensitivities. So every time I was eating kale and it goes into my body, my body's obviously attacking it, causing inflammation, which was causing some stiffness. So what I found a great help. So with me, one of the major problems was, and still is a little, my feet. My walking has come on immensely, unbelievable. So what I found really helps, because like so many of you out there, I found this such a lonely journey. I even had to contact rheumatology to say, why aren't you seeing me anymore? I need my bloods done again. When they rang me to say that your bloods are, because I said the last time I had them taken, they were just under 5. And she wouldn't give me the exact number, but it was below 1. So, but she wouldn't say. So I know that's something that's doing well, but obviously the doctor's job is to give you medication. I'm not saying they don't want to look after you, but it's what they know. And what's really interesting is I do work with doctors in training, and a doctor that knows me and has seen my progress, whose husband has inflammatory arthritis. She has gathered the information that I have given her, and her husband is following the same route. And we had a great discussion, because she really felt the medication wasn't helping her husband. But like I said, it is your choice. One thing, when I went to the doctors to get my bloods drawn, and the nurse, she said, your blood work is absolutely fantastic. She said, God, I never would have known that, you had inflammatory arthritis. Because I like to say it's having a holiday. Still having this little holiday. I'm still working on it, but it's not staying with me. So there you go. So and she said, you know, the difference is, and now is because basically you do have to work at this, and it can make you a really unpopular person when you're going out for dinner. I went to Spain through the summer. I can't have oil either. Oil is massive. I know, it was such a difference. My finger here was so sore when I had oil. I was going to the gym and really struggling at the gym. My hands were so weak. Oil plays a massive part, I found, for me. But try it. Take oil out of your diet, because on my list it says that I can have oil, but I do find a difference when I have it. And also, my colleague who is a doctor, her husband has found a significant difference when he doesn't have oil. So take a look at that for yourself as well and see what part that plays. So give it a try. So the exercises, going back to that, I've lost my train of thought, so I thought I'll do a quick video before I crack on with the other jobs. So try all your feet strengthening exercises in a swimming pool. I go in the jacuzzi. The jacuzzi comes up to my waist, just past my waist. So I do calf raises. So if this is my foot flat on the ground, going up like this on my toes, both feet together. I do 3 sets of 10 in the pool. I can actually do them out normally without being in water, but only with both feet. Then I do 1 leg calf raises. So if your foot's here, on 1 foot. Now, if I was to do this naturally out of the pool, my foot, I can only go to about there. I can't really go on my toes. So if this is my foot, I go up again, just 1 leg calf raises. You can Google this, they'll all be out there. Also, I practice picking objects up with my feet a lot. So always doing that, you know, if it's towels or marbles, little balls, I pick things up with my feet. And I also, when I'm in the pool, I go on my tiptoes and I prance. I can't really use this hand because it's blocking the sun, but I'll show it. So if I'm here, I prance like a pony on my tiptoes for about 10 to strengthen. And I've noticed a massive difference because I felt in my foot here, which is your toe joints. You think it's here because of your toes, but it comes all the way down here. I've found a massive difference in my toe joints. They're not as sore. Walking better. It's taking the pressure out of my spine because when you walk, it affects your whole spine, your back, everything. And yoga's really helping because working through your toes. So what I noticed the difference is exercise plays a huge part, but when you're in pain, you really struggle with exercise. And weights also, make sure you do weight bearing exercise, because what I haven't realised is how weak it's made my arms. Now, a massive plus was this time last year, this arm, it was like a frozen shoulder, so I could get it to maybe about here, and this arm would go there. So now, it's on my chair, if I try and move up there, this arm is there, this arm is there. So, fantastic, we're back. Also, my fingers, they were a little bit like that, we're back together again. So also some exercises for the hand. If you get elastic band and put it on your hand here and do this for your fingers, strengthen them. You can do watching TV. I do it sometimes when I'm just sat in traffic. I've got elastic band in my car, and really strengthening the fingers also like this. And also I go through, now this finger here is a bit stiff. You see how that one closes? And that one's a little bit stiffer. But I roll through the fingers, so going through the tips of the fingers, through the fingers here, and then through the knuckles. And I do those all the time. Now, what I don't do is in the morning, sometimes if your hands are feeling really stiff in the morning, don't force them because you don't want to damage them. We want to be looking after them. So, and I've also found, I want you to Google and look up DMSO. And it's a liquid. It comes from sulfur also. And when this part of my hand was sore, it was very sore to the touch here. A friend of mine, she has been putting DMSO on her big toe joint because it's become so stiff. She couldn't get it into any of her shoes anymore. And it gives like a warmth. Get an organic one, 99.9%, and just rub it on. And then leave it. Now this goes straight through to the bloodstream. And what I found, it took the soreness away. And I found that that really works. I would put it on before bed. And also if I had a long day out on my feet, if I know I'm speaking, I would put some on my feet before bed, and it's really worked. So I want you to Google that as well. And also a massive win this year. So I couldn't wear anything with a heel or a wedge or anything. And this year I've been able to go out in more than trainers. So I can now wear wedge shoes. So I shall keep you up to date because I have another test in about 2 months' time where I'll have a scan as well to see if there's any more deterioration. So I will keep you up to date. Last year there had been some deterioration in my little toes, the little toes here. And when they did a scan, there'd been no more deterioration. So I want you to be aware that just because, you know, that all your bloods and everything are great, it doesn't mean that the disease isn't still active, and it is something constant to work at. I did get a little giddy last year when I was like, yeah, it's in remission, everything's fine. And then I ate some food, just thought, oh, I'll be all right now. No, you're not. I think this is going to be, it could take years. And I'm resigned to the fact that if it takes me years, that's okay. I'm in no rush. All I want is my health back to how it used to be. I've had no flare-ups at all. So that's been really great. I can work, which is good, because last year there was one day when my knee was so swollen. It was summer last year. I didn't really realise that this is how arthritis affected me, or you. And I couldn't work because I couldn't walk down the stairs. I couldn't stand on my foot. I couldn't do anything. So let me know how you go. So just show you products again that I use. Msm Powder. I get that from a company called Impurity. Also Digestive Enzymes. And these babies, which I think are fantastic. VSL #3. Also, keep eating all your other probiotics like your kimchi and your sauerkraut. Keep having all those. I keep having all of those because they're great. But I do think you do need something stronger. You need more bacteria really when you're healing the gut, because one thing that we don't know is you don't know how much damage you have done to your gut. So if you have got any questions that you would like me to answer, let me know. For all the people that have helped out there, I hope this helps you again. If we can all help everybody, that would be fantastic, because nobody wants to live with this. Also, it's really great. In the UK, actually, we have commercials now explaining about arthritis, because I don't really think that many people knew about it. So let's try and keep this as drug-free as we possibly can. Let's keep us healthy and happier. I've got so much energy. It is unbelievable. So it's working out just great. So thank you very much for listening. And if you'd like me to do a video for anything else, let me know. And if I can help you, please contact me. Go to my Facebook page. Drop me a little message and we'll see what we can do. All right. Thank you. Bye.